going back, yeah. So going back to when you guys released "She's Mine," how was it like when the record came out? Did you start seeing? Was it it was a big track coming in? People might have thought, hey, this sounds like Guy. What was it? Who did the production on that? Because this sounds very similar to Teddy's stuff.
We did the production just like now. We all do our own writing and production. Okay. We did as the group. We did our own production, and of course, yes, it sounded somewhat like New Jack because that coming from Columbus, we were playing cover tunes. To move straight to New York and be with Teddy and all of them, that's all we heard. So we absorbed New York, that New Jack swing, just the vibe. And when we started working on newer music, that's where it came out. It came out like that. And then we were with Gene. So Gene, Gene's known for New Jack. So he wanted a New Jack sounding record. So that's what we did. And it was released on his independent label. Okay. And it picked up so well that it was on, matter of fact, if you see it, it'll say Sounds of New York, Basic Black, She's Mine. And actually it's the original version, not the version with Pete Rock and CL Smooth. Yeah. We have an original version of it that's on a white label. Once Motown heard it, they wanted to sign a group, which actually was a great thing, but it hurt us because once we signed a deal with Motown, they went and took every record at the time, record stores and all that stuff. They took all our merchandise off the shelves because it didn't have the Motown label. So we had to take everything on because they had the Griffin label on it, the white label, and then everything was re-released through Motown. But you realize you losing momentum. We lost a lot of momentum, from that switch. Yeah,
and so so Gene, he's gets a lot of writing credits and production credits. But was he in the studio with you guys doing the drums, anything like that when you guys were?
Nah, he would come through, he would come to the studio every night. Not come through meaning like he's sitting there. If we had the studio at 8 o'clock at night, we did about 4 o'clock in the morning. 10 o'clock, Gene come through. 10:15, Gene gone.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Because he was about his money. He wanted to see, they're supposed to be in the studio. Let me just pop up.
But he wasn't. He wasn't in the mixing. He wasn't on the sounds. He wasn't writing.
None of that. No.
Okay.
None of that. Okay. But he did pen some of Special Kind of Fool. I give him that. He wrote some of that right there. He could write. He was a great writer, but he had so much business going on that I understand that it took him away from a lot of the creative process. Because you got to realize with us, he was still, even though him and Guy and all them split up, they still had contracts. So he still had to, deal through those contracts and attorneys, and he was looking for more stuff and investments that he had. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So the it actually solves the critical, because when I look at the videos, I always wonder how come, unlike other groups, that you guys weren't all singing, and so now you explain that you guys were the musicians, and then and you had one lead singer who. So it kind of makes. I was keep watching, and thinking, I wonder why they went.
In the group, Kelvin, like he's a drummer. Myself, I sing not lead, but I sing a little background. But my main thing was learning from Teddy. Teddy he does the voice box, the actual talk box now. Yeah. But back then I did the vocoder. So on the songs like Whatever It Takes, I'll do. That's me on the vocoder. Okay. So I would sing all the backgrounds with the vocoder. Even now live, even though they sing live, I still do the backgrounds with the vocoder. Okay. That was my role in the whole situation. So, but now we have 2 great singers. Yeah. And Durpree and Big Sean, man. So we a powerhouse, baby.
Yeah. No, we're gonna come to the new stuff. I think the historical, Nothing But a Party. How did that come about? Because that's as I said, that's a song that if I play now, it still sounds very fresh, and it's probably the biggest biggest track. But and as I said, it's probably one track that everyone would think Teddy did, because that's how powerful it was. How did that come about?
The funny thing, it doesn't to me and Kelvin, because me and Kelvin did the production on it. It doesn't sound like Teddy at all. It doesn't. To me, it doesn't sound anything that he would do. Which is so funny. But we did that track when we were the backup band. Just working on the music. We were in New York. We had a stand up there and everything. And we just worked on music. I can't really give you exactly how that came about, but we just worked on music. It's not. We were going to do a song called Nothing But a Party and da-da-da. I can tell you this one thing with the lyrics, because Dezo wrote most of the lyrics with Kelvin, and it was a party. Says the only party I know is at City Lights.
Yeah.
City Lights was when we signed our deal with Gene. We actually signed the contract at a club in Columbus called City Lights.
Okay.
So we put, and you got to realize we did that. And to this day, Spragg Doogie Williams,
yeah,
he was actually our tech. Before he did anything with music, when we were Basic Black, we brought him on the road with us. We brought him up to New York. Another guy named Chris Smith, who worked for Gerald Levert. So a lot of people we had on the road with us were from Columbus. So we always went back, brought people up, and talked about Columbus in our music.
Okay. Yeah. So I know Spragg from other productions he has, and also Walter as well.
Yeah.
Because I think some of them have done a lot of stuff with Blackstreet and Teddy and stuff like that.
Yes, they have.
So they've moved around and stuff like that.
Gallagher brothers, man.
Yeah. So, which of the tracks? I mean, because for me, I think, and I moved from the UK. I was even living in Africa for a while when Nothing But a Party came out. Which of those tracks did you think was really blew up from your point of view? Then, like, wow, this was our biggest sort of track.
Well, the biggest song that was never released was Special Kind of Fool, the ballad.
Wow.
That song gets played like right now. You can turn on 12 o'clock at night. They playing Special Kind of Fool, and that wasn't even a single. We didn't even think that song at first. We didn't produce the song. A guy named Zan the Man.
Oh, Zan.
Zan produced that song. We had a little extra keys to it, but he produced that song. We didn't like the song at first. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was like, it's slow.
My favorite.
Yeah, one of his favorites. And we'll get to that. That's how we made Sean, but we'll get to that.
Okay.
But we didn't like the song at first, but that, to me, just talking to people and throughout doing our shows and people on the internet, people ask about, is y'all gonna see Special Kind of Fool? Yeah, they come to that song.
Wow.
My favorite song is She's Mine, the original version. Yeah.
The original version, okay. Yeah. And so, but Nothing But a Party though. I mean, because as I said, that in itself,
you like that one.
You like it. But I just did wonder though. Did you then, even the video, was big and then everything. Did you guys?
Right.
Did Motown push that one more than the other tracks?
To me, with Motown, we really didn't get a great push. They did videos, they put us out, but we didn't have a big campaign behind it. That's the one thing we didn't like. They put us out. We went on tours, which was a great thing, but we held our own. People, when they heard us, they're like, man, who is that? Because we learned from the best. When Teddy done performed, back in the day, Teddy had his band. Oh my gosh, they were crazy. I don't know if you remember, like Abe and Bernard Bell, Regina Bell.
Bernard Bell, yeah.
They were the band behind Guy back then. And they were knocking. So we learned from them. So when we got a lot of our shows, it was because they heard Basic Black, man, we need them with us. And that's how we got a lot of our shows. So Motown really didn't push us that much, man. So